as I stated in the introduction, we are now going to pass on to Islam, and we're going to show that Islam is not a religion of peace. First, we have to look, see the main websites which teach that, which show that, without embarrassment. First, we go to the religionofpeace.com, where there you can find all the Religion of Peace activities. This past month, they had a Ramadan, where they hold their holy ceremonies of fasting or whatever they do, but mostly it's to kill, as it's taught in the satanic books. The Ramadan Bombathon 2013, terror attacks, 310 terror attacks, suicide bombings 28, dead bodies 1,651, wounded 3,048. In the name of any other religion, 0. By Islamophobes, 1. In charge with placing a bomb. Islamophobes is anyone who says that Islam is not a religion of peace. 21,384 terrorist attacks since 9/11. I just want to know how many terrorist attacks the Muslims have to commit to that we should know that Islam is not a religion of peace. If some Muslim can tell me. Okay, here's another website, faithfreedom.org. This is from an ex-Muslim, and he shows the evils of Islam with articles and books and how they commit all their terrorist activities. And he has a challenge here: win $50,000 if you can refute Ali Sanur's claim. Okay, the challenge, you can look over here. $50,000 US to anyone who can disprove the following that I made against Muhammad. I accuse Muhammad of being a Nazi, mass murderer, a terrorist. We'll focus on this today, and I add $25 million if anyone can disprove to me that Islam is not a religion of terrorism. That's my contribution here. But let's go on and see actually the Muslim claims now, and we'll see if we can refute them. There was a debate in London after the Rigby shooting, and we're going to see over here.
Those who feel insecure, victimised and fearful as a result of that attack. Ladies and gentlemen, the British Muslim community were the victims too of yesterday's attack. That is the context in which tonight's debate occurs, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why it is more important than ever that you refuse to buy into the voices of fear and hate and confusion which seeks to cast the fundamentally peaceful religion of Islam as a violent one.
No, they shoot the people in the street, and it's cast a fundamentally difference that Islam is not a violent one. We shouldn't cast it as a violent one. Shooting everyone, terrorist attacks, 21,000 terrorist attacks, but we shouldn't accuse it of being violence. Okay, here's the next dumb Islamic terrorist speaking here. Let's go.
Of speaking about Islam and peace seems nonsensical. After all, a week doesn't go by without famous Muslim headlines. And this evening our esteemed speakers arguing for the opposition.
Yes, he's right. Not a week goes by where we don't see a terrorist attacks from the Islamic savage barbarian, terror-loving lunatics. But still, Islam is a religion of peace. Let's hear this next Muslim.
Crusaders did to Jews and Muslims in Jerusalem when they took back the city in the 12th or 13th, whatever century it was. I believe that Christianity, like Islam, like pretty much every mainstream religion, is based on love and compassion.
Yes, it's based on love and compassion, and that's why they commit all the terrorists, mostly 99% of the terrorist attacks in the world today. Here, now we'll go to this website. You'll see it's an Islamic website, Ali Islami, Finding Love and Mercy. Yep. Yeah, Islam prohibits violence and aggression and stands for peace and justice. Islam clearly prohibits all kinds of forms of aggression and violence against anyone except in self-defense. Islam is a practical religion meant to be implemented in every aspect of our lives. Fight in the cause of Allah, those who fight you, and do not transgress. For Allah loves not transgressors. But of course, no one knows what do not transgress means. Anyone can interpret it the way they want. But we'll see this case here is except in self-defense. Okay, now we're going to see the Quran, if that's exactly what it's. Okay, now we're going to see the actual text of the Quran and see if it correlates with what the Muslims were claiming, that Islam is a religion of peace. I typed in find the fight, and we're going to go look for where that is. 190. This is the second chapter, 190th verse. And fight in the way of their Allah with those who fight with you, and do not exceed the limits. Surely Allah does not love those who exceed the limits. And kill them wherever you find them, and drive them out from the place where they drove you out. And persecution is severe and slaughter. And do not fight with them at sacred mass until they fight with you in it. But if they do fight you, then slay them, such is the recompense of the unbelievers. You notice it always says unbelievers. It doesn't say that such is the recompense of those who fight with you. Okay? So that should give anyone a clue that it's not really talking about people fighting with the Muslims. But let's go over here. Here it says fighting is enjoined on you, that it's prescribed for you, and it is an object of dislike to you. And it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you, and it may be that you love a thing while it is evil for you. And your Allah knows while you do not know. We were just talking about before that he said you have to fight in the way of Allah. Now he comes back to fighting again. Didn't he just make it clear that fighting is fighting? You can only fight only if you're attacked. I think that was clear enough. And now so why would he have to say it a little later on again? Now, and then they ask you concerning the sacred months about fighting in it. Say fighting in it is a grave matter, and hindering from your Allah and from Allah's way deny it. And turning its people out of it. So what is this actually saying here? Is that the sacred months, then you're not allowed to, you're only allowed to fight in the sacred months if they're fighting you. Okay? If they're not fighting you in the sacred months, then you're not allowed to fight. So what was 2:16? I thought all months that you're not allowed to fight unless they're fighting you. So fighting is enjoined on you. You have to go out and fight. This is all the month, besides the sacred months. Then they asked you concerning the sacred months. What about, can we fight during the sacred months? He says, no, fighting during the sacred months, then only you can fight if they're fighting you. But if they're not fighting you in the sacred months, you shouldn't fight. Remember, read this, what it says, the sacred months, you're not allowed to fight unless they're fighting you. Yes, 9:5. So when the sacred months have passed away, then slay the idolaters wherever you find them. Now, we were taught in verse 2:16 that if they're fighting you during the sacred months, you're allowed to fight them back. And here it says, so when the sacred months have passed away, then slay the idolaters wherever you find them. Which means that they weren't attacking the Muslims then. We read in those verses that you're only allowed to attack in self-defense. So it doesn't seem to be self-defense over here in 9:5. Now we'll get to 9:29. Fight those who do not believe in their Allah, nor the latter day, nor do they prohibit what Allah and His Apostle have prohibited, nor follow the religion of truth out of those who have been given the book. So here it's not even idolaters that they fight. They have to fight those who have been given the book. Until they pay the tax and acknowledgement of superiority, and they are in a state of subjection. So here, not like the Muslims lie and claim, you can only fight in self-defense. Here it says you have to fight until they pay the tax. You have to fight for the tax. Well, that's not in self-defense. See, that's another lie from the Muslim guys. In the book of Islam 2256 it says, Let there be no compulsion in religion. Truth stands out clear from error. Whoever rejects evil believes in the Allah has grasped its well shortly. So here it says there's no compulsion in religion. That's what the false prophet was teaching. This is chapter 2, verse 256. Chapter 109, verse 6. Now we read on an Islamic website, he suffered, meaning the false prophet, periods of uncertainty and patience in Mecca. When his messenger was met with rebuke and people taunted him with accusations he could not refute, this is shown by the many passages that urged him to be steadfast and patient. First we have to wonder, why couldn't he, if he had the truth, why couldn't he refute them? So be patient and do not let those who do not have sure faith make you unsteady. So now, according to this, if he was going out teaching, does anyone believe? Yeah. Does anyone think that the false prophet preached this? No compulsion in religion, and that he was met with rebuke? Anyone goes around and preaching no compulsion in religion would not be met with spitting and ridicule and all kinds of mockery, which they claim the false prophet endured. So actually, this is, we read further and we'll see, actually this is what the false prophet did teach. Say to those who reject faith, soon you will be vanquished and gathered together to hell, an evil bed indeed to lie on. So this is what actually was the real teachings of the prophet. This is just a joke. You shall your religion and I shall have my religion. I'm going to explain why all these discrepancies are in this book. In one place it says, your religion, you're my religion, and one says, kill all those who don't follow this religion. And when I said them, come to what Allah is real and to possible, you'll see the hypocrites turning away from you with aversion. O people of the book, you have no ground to stand upon unless you stand fast by the Lord, the gospel, and all the others that has come to you from the Lord. Does that sound, you your religion, me my religion? Is he who sent the messenger with guidance and religion of truth to proclaim it over all religion, even though the pagans may detest. Okay, to continue. O prophet, strive hard against the unbelievers and the hypocrites and be firm against them. Their abode is hell, an evil refuge indeed. Does this sound like he preached no compulsion in religion? Again, O ye who believe, fight those of the disbelievers who are near to you, and let them find harshness in you, and know that your Allah is with those who keep the duty. See, fight those of disbelievers who are near to you, and let them find harshness in you. Doesn't say fight those who are fighting you. So this is untrue when they said they can only fight in self-defense. He hears the signs of Allah rehearsed to him, yet is obstinate and lofty, as he has not heard them, then announce to him a penalty grievous. And Muhammad is the messenger of the Allah, and those who are with him are strong against the unbelievers. Does that sound like no compulsion in religion? Okay, so we see that Islam is not a religion of peace, and here we see 239. The prophet said, O my Lord, help me, for they accuse me of falsehood. Allah said, in but a little while they will surely be sorry. Then the blast overtook them with justice, and we made them as rubbish of dead leaves. So away with the people who do wrong. And what did they do? That they accused me of falsehood. You notice in the cartoonies, when the newspapers made cartoonies and they accused Muhammad that he was a false prophet, and the Muslims went around on a rampage starting killing everyone. This is where they got the verses from. Hey, Muslims also like to use this verse to prove their religion is peace. It's in chapter 5, verse 32. On that account we ordained for the children of Israel that if anyone slew a person, unless it be for murder, for spreading mischief in the land, it would be as if he slew the whole people, and if he was unsaved. So here they count. See, we're not allowed to kill. It's as if we kill all, unless and therefore she slew the whole people. First of all, in Islam, there's no prohibition against killing whole people, the whole people, because we just read in 9:5 and 9:29, go kill everyone who's not a Muslim. Telling us it's like killing everyone. Actually, what this verse is actually telling them, there's some people that went out and killed for their false god and false prophet one person, and there's one went out and killed 100 people, and the one person says, and so Muhammad is telling them, well, the one person that killed for one guy, then is just as equal as the one who killed 100. That's actually what the verse means. Okay? Now, it says in the next verse, 23, the punishment for those who wage war against Allah and His Messenger. Okay? Now, how can you wage war against Allah? Is he like they claim they're not like the Christian God, that He's not here. The only way you can wage war against Allah is by what the Muslims call disobeying Him or ridiculing Him or whatever. And strive with might and main for mischief through the land is execution or crucifixion or the cutting of the hands and feet from opposite sides or exile from the land. They already know exactly what punishment, so he said you can have a choice of all these. Okay? Now, what exactly is mischief in the land mean? With might and main for mischief. So I looked up in the Quran the word mischief, and we'll see if that can apply. Here you can see 6 girls flogged after act of mischief at Saudi Arabia orphanage. Maybe they were playing with dolls or whatever. You see, they can be flogged and killed, the mischief in the land. That's a nice piece for religion. The Median, when the brother Shahub, he said, O my people, serve your Allah, you have no God other than Him. Clear proof indeed has come to you from your Lord, therefore give full measure and weight, minister men things, and do not make mischief in the land after its reform. This is better for you if you are believers. Okay? That's what mischief lands. Well, we'll get more detailed. Then after them we sent Moses with our signs to Pharaoh and his chief, but they wrongly rejected them. So we see what was the end of those who make mischief. Okay? Rejecting, so here it clearly states, whoever rejects their Allah, that's called mischief. And what do you do, mischief makers? As we read over here, execution or crucifixion. So this is untrue what the website claimed, that they can only kill in self-defense. And as for those who disbelieve, some of them are the guardians of others. If you will not do it, there will be in the land persecution and great mischief. That means they want to kill out all the mischief makers, not believing in their Allah. Of them there are some who believe therein, and some who do not. And the Lord knows best those who are out for mischief. And what does mischief mean? Those who do not believe in their Allah. What now? And indeed you disobeyed before, and you were of the mischief makers. So disbelieving in their Allah and disobeying their Allah is the mischief makers. Now we're going to explain why the discrepancies. Here it says no compulsion in religion, and here it says there is compulsion in religion. Here it says fight them only, and unless they don't fight them unless they fight you, and there it says fight them. What happened was the Mutt and Jeff story, which says in the later part he became more aggressive because he had more followers. Okay, this is not the case. The case is Muhammad went around preaching. Just like the presidents of old, when they went on campaigns, they used to go to small towns, and what the town wanted to hear, they would say. So you can say, if a town wanted to hear higher taxes, he would tell them, oh, we're going to make higher taxes. He went to the next city or town, and they wanted lower taxes. He would say, oh, here we're going to build lower taxes. This was before the printing press or anything. They used to do these things. The presidents, you'd say one thing in one place and one thing in another place to get voters. That's what Muhammad did. If he encountered people that he thought they were, if he would tell them my religion is peaceful, they would follow me. Would tell them my religion is peaceful. If he encountered people that he thought they were more aggressive to his message about killing people, which he really wanted to do, whoever didn't follow him, and we're going to see that in later videos, then he would tell them this. And the reason why later on he was more aggressive, chapter 9 was the latest chapter he wrote, is because he had many who, the only ones that wanted to follow him, who were aggressive as him in taking on this religion. And we're going to show more videos proving that Islam is not a religion of peace.